All right, guys. Today I just want to make a little funny thing. I posted in the futures thing on Reddit, futures trading subreddit, a few months ago, basically saying you should only go long on NQ. I don't post often. I did make another post after saying if there's rate cuts ever, then that's a good opportunity for shorting. But generally speaking, you should only go long. And the funny thing is, I got clowned on this. Like, I don't think they should. It can't go in the negative, but this post basically would have negative votes, and like, people like my comments got all my comments got downvoted, or they were just basically at zero. And the funny thing is like, and I showed them a chart of my bot backtest from like the past 10 years of that only takes long positions on the NASDAQ, and like, they all hated on me, right? Like, these guys literally were all clowning me, right? Okay, but let's just look at the date that I posted this, okay? I posted this on December 11th, after December 11th, so after the close in December 11th. So that is right here. So at the end of this day, at the end of this day is when I posted saying you should only really try to take long positions on the NASDAQ. Okay, since then, it has gone up almost 2,000 more points. Actually, at its highest, it has gone. So, since then, it has gone up. Oh, actually, just shy of 2,000 points total from the close of that day to the highest point it's hit since then is over 2,000 points upward. The biggest sell-off that it's experienced since that date was from here, which is about 17415 down to 16827. So that's about an 800 point sell-off. So everyone's clowning me, saying that this 800 point sell-off is more valid of a trade than the 2,000 points it's gone up since then. And so this is the logic of Reddit. Okay, I just want to show you, this is why you shouldn't listen to the herd. Please just stop. Go peddle this nonsense to investing. Except I day trade. I have a bot. I'm not going to tell you guys what that bot does because I can't give away that edge, but I have a bot that I built over a year ago. No, not over a year ago, about 11 months ago, actually. I built a bot 11 months ago. I forward tested it for a while. I started trading the bot sometime in January, and the bot has gone from $700 to $1,900 in 2 months, which is almost 200%. And I'm not saying that's a brag. I'm saying that I literally have a day trading bot that only takes long positions. That's the only thing about it I'll tell you. It takes long positions under specific conditions. It only will attempt maximum 1 trade per day. And it's up almost 200% in a little over 2 months. Only with that's, and it's fundamentally the basic building block of the bot is this. Okay, and it does work on ES and YM as well. It just doesn't. The profit factor is the highest on NQ, so that's why I do it on NQ. But so just don't follow the herd. If you want to really actually get good at trading, every time you see people like this making fun of you, clowning you, this guy saying the dumbest thing, like, this is why usually when I have an opinion about the financial markets and everyone tells me I'm wrong, this has happened a decent handful of times, or even when I was like exposing that the master's strategy isn't really that sound, I'm not saying everything about a strategy. I've said it before. Everything about the master strategy isn't bad. It's just that the basic building block of the strategy to me is flawed. So it's just kind of pointless to try to like build upon that with all those nuances. But anyway, that's a side point. But when everyone gangs up on you or when everyone says you're wrong, when it comes to the financial markets, more often than not, you're actually right. So usually when the idiots think you're wrong, to me that screams I'm probably right, and it reinforces my bias. Or if it's like a play on a stock or something like that, anything like that's what you need to just like get in your head, is that when the herd thinks you're wrong, you're probably right. And I mean, this one is just like not even crazy. And like, I wasn't going to say how, but this guy was like calling me out saying 2022 would like a work with you. And I said I predicted the 2022 bear market. And they were all, no one believes me, of course, because I didn't explain how, because they're all being assholes to me. I'm not going to go out of my way to give them trade secrets. But if you've seen my video called Macroeconomic Market Theory, at the end of that video I explain how I predicted the 2022 bear market. It's very simple. It takes about like 5 minutes to learn how I predicted it. And it's the same reason why I'm predicting a major market shift at the end of May of 2028. So in a little over 4 years from now, there's either going to be a big crash or a giant bull run, depending on where the market's at before that point or which way it's trending before that point. But anyway, so I guess kind of the moral of the story here is don't throw pearls before swine, because they'll trample on them. That's a quote from Jesus Christ in the Bible, but basically it means that like people who won't value won't respect valuable information shouldn't be given it at all, because they won't even realize that what's been given to them, right? They'll trample it under their feet. If you try to give somebody who's too stupid or too foolish or whatever, or too hateful to believe the truth about anything, okay, and it doesn't mean any, just not anything in particular, but just anything, they will trample on it. And out of spite, usually it's out of envy or spite that you know something or you have more wisdom than they do, and they'll trample on it because they have nothing else, because they have nothing to hold over you. And these are the kinds of people who want to hold something over you, and they just want to make a joke out of everything. And don't get me wrong, I've made plenty of jokes in my life, but when you actually have the truth to offer someone and they get offended by the fact that you know more than them, there's nothing that they have left to do other than try to basically shit on you and make you feel worthless, because they really feel bad about themselves inside that they don't know enough information. And I think also on top of that, there's like a Dunning-Kruger effect where the less you know about something, the more you think you know. And so all these people think they know everything, but I would be willing to bet that like everyone who would hate on a post like this, I'd bet that like, unless they have their own system that's contrary to mine and is proven to be profitable, I would bet that like 99% of these people are not profitable traders. They're just on Reddit to throw around opinions. And as you can see, that's kind of what it is they're joking with me, making a joke out of me, but I wasn't here to just like, I was literally just trying to give good advice, right? And so again, I put a pearl before the swine of Reddit, and I found out the hard way that no one is going to value the truth. But that's why I have this YouTube channel, because again, plenty of people probably won't believe me or believe everything I say, but I'm here to help you guys out. I'm not building a channel for clout. Obviously, to get, one day to make some ad revenue off of YouTube would be nice, but like, I'm not going to lie to do it. I'm not going to just make clickbait. Like, if I say something, whether I'm right or not, it's because I sincerely believe at the time that what I'm saying is true, okay? And if I find out later that it isn't true, then I'm going to make an effort to refute my previous claim and then explain why I was wrong and then say what I have since learned, right? because I haven't been right about everything all the time, but I am really trying to piece everything together. And so that's why I would hope, you guys continue to watch my channel, because I'm really trying to give you tidbits that will help you as a trader. And they're not going to be the kinds of things that you'll really hear anywhere else. They're not going to be popular opinions. I'm not going to go around like just spouting the same crap that you see on like every other YouTube video and all this stuff where they talk about psychology and risk management. I already completely turned risk management on its head with a few of my videos where I said that your edge above break even, your percentage edge above break even, is the amount you risk per trade. So I've already completely refuted the whole risk 2% maximum per trade. Well, my bot risks 9% of my account per trade. Whoa, no, it's so much. Well, I'm up to almost 200% in 2 months because I'm risking the correct amount based on my edge. So again, I'm kind of off topic, but not really. It's just basically you kind of have to, like, everything that you've learned on the internet about trading, unless it's from a proven profitable trader, which 99% of the people you find on YouTube or on the internet are not going to be proven profitable traders. You have to unlearn all of it. I'm not kidding you. You have to unlearn the ICT. You have to unlearn the master. You have to unlearn whoever. I'm not going to throw out too many names. You have to unlearn the Sam Seiden supply and demand, or anyone who teaches that, like Carmen Rosado, right? I'm telling you, all those strategies are completely fraudulent. They're all charlatans. You have to unlearn all that stuff. I've told you, the only two traders that are proven to be profitable, well, I guess there's three. Larry Williams is included, but I haven't seen any proven P&L from him in a long time. I just know that in 1987, he used Optimal F with Ralph Vince to make a ton of money. But I actually, in one of my previous videos, I did discuss how I think Ralph Vince is now kind of a fraud. Like, his money management stuff, it was really interesting back in the day, but it was a little bit overcomplicated. I've already found a much simpler way to determine Optimal F. But so Larry Williams doesn't really have a proven track record that's been verified anytime recently. But I mean, I wouldn't say he's not a profitable trader. He probably still is. So Larry Williams is interesting. But Kool Amaji and Dan Zanger are the only people with verified profits who I have said I trust them as traders. And guess what? They swing trade tech stocks during bull markets. But guess what I do? I day trade the NASDAQ during bull markets, which is tech stocks. So I essentially, even though my tactics aren't the same as theirs, my strategy is similar in that we're all trying to catch bull trends on tech stocks. So, and that should tell you something about where the biggest edge is in the market and where the most money is to be made. It's honestly in the NASDAQ, or the stocks that make up the NASDAQ, or stocks that are adjacent to stocks that make up the NASDAQ. Fast-growing, explosive tech stocks. 2023, it was NVIDIA, but that kind of thing. You literally are just looking for the NVIDIA of each bull market, right? Whatever it's going to be, whether it's going to be Apple, whether it's going to be Tesla. 2020, Tesla was kind of the big winner, right? NVIDIA was also pretty strong, but it was a smaller stock back then. Or Amazon. I've repeatedly said that Amazon is probably, if you're going to just invest, I think Amazon is probably one of the best investments you can make. Again, not financial advice, but there's so many fundamental reasons and technical reasons why Amazon is one of the best stocks you could invest in. And the only word I'll say about that is AWS. I've said it before and I'll say it again. AWS. Just look into AWS. Look at its use cases. AWS is going to take over. AWS is going to benefit so much from AI. And sorry, I'm drinking something, but Amazon just in general is going to benefit probably the most from the AI, whole AI boom, because they're not just a tech company. They're a hustler, right? People buy things on Amazon, so they're essentially like a middleman retailer. Like, anyone who aspires to be a retailer has to sell through Amazon, so Amazon takes a cut, right? and with AI being integrated into AWS to make that process move smoother, but also for B2B type of stuff. If you don't know what B2B is business to business. The fact that Amazon has essentially become essential for, I just said essentially twice, but Amazon and AWS has become essential for lots of businesses that are selling products, or there's just so much stuff. There's just so much stuff that I don't like. I'm not a coder, and this stuff's kind of advanced, but I don't even fully understand AWS. But I just know that it makes running a business extremely convenient and seamless for a low enough cost that they are kind of out competing all their other competitors with similar types of software. So Amazon really it's moving away from just being, and it already kind of has, but it's moved away from just being this site where you can buy stuff, right? Which obviously they will probably always do that, and they will make good profits just from that alone. But they're working so much in the AI space, and like the Amazon Web Services, cloud computing, web server hosting, all that kind of stuff, that it's just such a good investment. Like, it's so solid, so strong. And I mean, I know it's already exploded so much, but it's going to keep growing. Like, Amazon really is going to probably take over the world. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm just kind of all over the place now, but back to this is just, I made this post on this day. This is where the NASDAQ is at now. Okay, you won't see many people calling for a bull market successfully and all this stuff. Like, most people will be telling you, oh, there's a crash coming, there's a crash coming. My channel has called for bull markets. It called for a bull market during this crash. You can look at my earliest videos. I called for a bull market. Everyone's panicking about the bank panic. They're freaking out. I saying, dude, the news is too bearish. This just doesn't add up. If all the news is bearish, like, that means they're probably being paid by institutions to promote a bearish narrative, and then the institutions see that inefficiency there, where all of retail starts trying to go short, and people are moving out into high yield savings accounts out of the NASDAQ, out of the S&P, out of the Dow Jones. They're moving out of their stocks. They're moving their IRAs into high yield savings accounts, or they're buying money market funds. I just said there's just too much. It's just too panicky to be actually a bear market. And look at my videos. Look at my earliest videos from about finance. Here I'm calling for bull market. Even from the highest point of that, 14,000, and now it's almost up 5,000 points since I called that. So, like, you won't find many YouTubers calling that. And I know I'm tooting my own horn, but I'm just trying to say I'm here to be honest with you guys, and I'm here to actually try to help you, okay? Most trading educators on YouTube are not there for that. And again, even at the cost of watching my channel, my best advice to you as a trader, just don't watch YouTube. Even if you walk away from my channel too. If you've seen enough of my videos, you probably know enough to just go figure it out yourself now. Okay, but the one thing, if you're going to take away anything from my channel, it's that the stocks that make up the NASDAQ, in the long run, will always go up. And that's the beautiful thing about it, because, like, even, let's say a top tech stock crashes. Let's just say, for some reason, which I doubt this will happen, but Nvidia crashes. Guess what it'll do? It'll fall out of the weighting of the NASDAQ, and whatever tech stock replaces it will take the forefront, and it will drive the NASDAQ higher. Isn't that just beautiful to know that this thing is just going to keep going up in the long run? Yes, there are crashes. There are massive crashes. But that's the thing, is if you build the right bot or the right trading strategy, the drawdowns you incur during a crash will be completely wiped out through just in the beginning stages of the next bull market. And then the next bull market will happen. And then by the time that another bear market happens, even if it's bigger, the drawdown, your max drawdown here, you'll be significantly higher than your highest point before the last drawdown. Like where you were here is going to be lower than where you are at the bottom of the next bear market, meaning that in the rule of large numbers means your account will continue growing. Okay, anyway, I've droned on too long, guys. I always say that, but take care and I'll see you next time.